Sonic Generations. Oh man, do I love this game. Nearly everything about it is extraordinary. From its near-flawless gameplay, fantastic HD environments, music that's some of the best in the entire series, and its bosses, which I honestly think deserve a special mention. So, I'll be counting down all 7 of the bosses from the Xbox 360, PS3, and PC versions of Sonic Generations from worst to best. Unfortunately, I've yet to play the 3DS version of it, so no bosses from that. With all that said, let's get this trip down memory lane started.
Time to scramble some Eggman, supersonic style!
Warning, spoilers about the game's final boss. You know how I said that nearly everything in Sonic Generations is just plain fantastic? Well, this is that nearly. Those of you who've played this game, you know what I'm talking about. The Time Eater is just an awful final boss. The battle's too simple, the rings are annoying to get, and getting to the Time Eater in the first place is just frustrating. First off, the entire premise of the battle is way too simple. To beat it, you just have to boost into the Time Eater's core. Again, and again, and again. Unlike the other bosses in this game, where beating it requires some sort of timing and skill, you literally hold the boost button down for a while and then you win. If you can get the rings, that is. Which brings me to my next point, the rings. The draw distance with these things is terrible, and they blend in with the partially gold background, which makes getting them purely up to chance, even with the boost. In addition, getting to the Time Eater in the first place can be just frustrating. It's a little hard to explain, but because of the awkward controls, when you get close to him, he sort of hangs back just out of your reach. Either that or he decides to jump 50 feet back. You have no idea how many times I've gotten close to the Time Eater just for him to fly away. When you combine this with the awkward ring collecting and the really simple way of beating it, the Time Eater is really the worst boss out of the game. And I'm honestly sad that the final boss and the only original boss of such a great game had to suck so badly. I was gonna move on, but I swear I'm forgetting something. There's something else about this fight that I'm not putting my finger on.
That looks like a homing shot!
Oh, for the love of... Now I wish we had moved on while I had forgotten it. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, but... Now wait. Don't pull out your pitchforks and your lawyers just yet. Let me explain why I think this first. Honestly, I love the last fight against Shadow in Sonic Adventure 2. There's just something really enjoyable about being able to beat the heck out of Shadow while both of you are running at extremely high speeds. Not to mention that it tests your abilities with the homing attack, lightspeed dash, and the spin dash. It's a fast-paced, fair fight, and it's just plain fun. The Generations boss, though, takes the good qualities of the original and runs it over with a motorcycle. Instead of being able to pummel Shadow at high speeds, it turns into a race for the magic flying pink spheres. Once one of the characters gets enough power-ups, they get to use a special attack. Shadow gets his Chaos Spear and Chaos Control to try to take you out, and you get a purple boost. Great. But seriously, this fight was worse than the original. The fact that they changed it from a fast-paced duel to just a race makes the fight pretty much boost to win. Literally, you beat the boss with your super special purple boost. Don't get me wrong, it's still an okay fight. It just feels too much like a Mario Kart ripoff of the original boss. Wait a minute. A Mario Kart ripoff with running Sonic characters instead of carts? Moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on! Oh, the creative names that Sonic Team comes up with. The Death Egg Robot is a pretty decent fight. You start off with a dumbed down version of the Sonic 2 final boss. It attacks you with its arms and tries to stomp on you, but this time you have to attack its... Oh, do I have to hit it there? Anyways, after you hit him a few times, the battle completely changes. You get launched onto a set of platforms surrounding the Death Egg Robot, and it continues to attack with its arms, this time from the background. You have to take advantage of the battlefield and use conveniently placed bombs to stun the robot and roll onto its arms to attack the head a few times. Man, this guy really sucks at picking locations for battles, doesn't he? All that aside, what keeps the Death Egg Robot from getting any higher on the list is how utterly predictable it is. He literally does 2 attacks over and over again in the first phase, and 1 attack over and over again in the second phase. Now, I know what you're gonna say. It's the first boss, it needs to be predictable. Well, you can battle Metal Sonic earlier than the Death Egg Robot, and you don't see him spamming his charge attack. Now, before we move on, I need to wash my hair after hitting that disgusting weak point. What? Oh, sorry. Now this is how you make a classic Sonic boss. The fight against Metal Sonic is just fantastic. First off, it's a huge improvement from the original boss in Sonic CD, which was nothing more than a race. An irritating, cheap excuse for a race. Not this fight though. Here, the designers learned from SA2's Shadow fight and made it into an all-out brawl with Metal Sonic on falling platforms. Metal Sonic has a good variety of attacks to use against you, from a charge attack to making an electric wall, or even chucking freaking streetlights at you. With all the different ways he tries to hurt you, you really need to keep on your toes and react to whatever he throws at you. The fight against him also looks and sounds great. The HD remake of Stardust Speedway looks downright stunning. And that music! That music! I honestly don't need to explain anything else, so...
You might know everything I'm going to do, but that's not going to help you, since I know everything you're going to do! Strange, isn't it?
I couldn't resist.
What the heck is this blue crap all over my Sonic Adventure boss? Ruined forever!
Oh, would you get out of here? Perfect Chaos. Oh man, this fight is great. While it is more of a level than a boss fight, it plays out really well. There's a good amount of both 2D and 3D platforming sections, boost spots, open areas, trick ramps, and rainbow rings for you to go through, all the while avoiding Chaos's tentacles and energy shots. Not to mention that there's an added level of difficulty with the water everywhere, which you can actually fall into this time around. So yes, this is more of a level, but it's a dang good one. And about the boss design, the blue armor on Chaos's back was how it was supposed to look in Sonic Adventure. However, Sega couldn't pull it off with the Dreamcast graphics, and frankly, I think the new look is a huge improvement. And then there's the music. Oh boy, the music. As you fight Perfect Chaos, you get to listen to two fantastic songs. Open Your Heart Generations Mix, and a remix of the Perfect Chaos Revival theme from Sonic Adventure, which are both downright incredible. Open Your Heart manages to sound fresh and new while still feeling like a Crush 40 song, and the Perfect Chaos Revival sounds just as intense and climactic as the original, while overall being more high quality with the new PS3 and 360 quality instrumentation. Overall, while not quite perfect, this boss battle is really chaotic and really fun. Shut up, I like making puns. If there was ever a great Eggman boss in Generations, it's the Egg Dragoon. First off, there's its fantastic design. In Unleashed, I loved the design of the original Egg Dragoon, but I really thought that there were too many flashing colors at once. Let me explain with this screenshot. Its gun's glowing purple, its drill's glowing yellow, the cockpit's glowing blue, and the totally concealed weak point is glowing green. In Generations, though, they redesigned the boss and made the color scheme a lot more simple, mainly consisting of red, blue, and silver. And I love it to death. On to the gameplay, where this boss really excels. The Egg Dragoon launches a good variety of attacks that test how well you can use each of Sonic's skills, like the wall jump, skydiving, or quickstep. And all the while, its attacks come relatively quickly, so you have to stay on your toes and react to its moves just as quickly. With its fast-paced attacks, the Egg Dragoon really is a fun fight, and one of the more difficult bosses in the game. In addition, the graphics and music are just phenomenal. The battlefield is an Eggman Land style tunnel with a glass floor that shows the center of the Earth, and it looks really awesome. And all the while, you're listening to an amazing remix of the Egg Dragoon theme from Sonic Unleashed. So yeah, while the other two Eggman fights weren't that great, this one is a fantastic change of pace, and it almost...
Time for a change of pace!
It almost made the number one...
Time for a change of pace!
Almost made the number one spot...
Time for a change of pace!
Let's just move on to the recap. Number 7. I freaking know they're homing shots! Number 6. Shadow the Hedgehog. Number 5. Please not the weak point! Number 4. Metal Sonic. Number 3. Perfect Chaos. And number 2. The Egg Dragoon. If a boss as phenomenal as the Egg Dragoon only made number 2, then what could possibly make, oh who am I kidding, process of elimination for the win? Silver the Hedgehog. Silver the freaking Hedgehog! If any boss deserves to be called the best, it's this one. The battle itself is just a fast-paced and all-out duel. Throughout the fight, you feel like Silver isn't holding back and is literally throwing everything he can at you. Cars, trucks, heck, even billboards. In addition to just chucking random crap at you, Silver uses psychic knives, tries to smash you from above, and even tries to create a battering ram with the stuff he picks up. A frigging battering ram! In addition, the attacks come one after another, so you have to react just as fast and either dodge or find a chance to hit him. He keeps using his regular attacks until he's on his last hit, at which point he uses
Meteor Smash!
For the hot burning love of Iblis, make a run for it! Okay, if the rest of the battle didn't convince you that Silver was going all out in this fight, this sure as heck should. He builds a giant ball of trash and tries to run you over with it, all the while trying to smash you with other debris. You have to dodge Silver's smashing attacks and get close enough to him to hit him with the homing attack one last time, and he gets knocked back into his own ball of trash, resulting in one of the most satisfying boss defeats in gaming history. And, as expected, the battlefield and boss theme are both fantastic. The battlefield is a closed loop of road in Crisis City, which looks just as awesome as it did in the classic and modern levels. And while you're fighting Silver, you're listening to a remix of the Versus character theme from Sonic 06, which sounds a lot more intense than the original and really fits the fight. Honestly, every quality about this fight points to it being the best. The fast-paced, all-out attack patterns, the epic battle theme, and the fantastic-looking environment. I'm the Blue Knight, and Silver haters, complain all you want. But if you're trying to get me to change my mind about this boss,
It's no use!
thanks, Silver.
How about this?
Don't push it.